Have you ever heard a story so bizarre, so chillingly ironic, that it stays with you long after you've heard it? Today, I want to talk about a man named William Thomas Stead, a prominent British journalist from the late 19th and early 20th centuries. He was a pioneer of investigative journalism, a spiritualist, and a man whose own fate seems like something straight out of a novel he might have written himself. Stead was known for his powerful, often sensational, articles. He wasn't afraid to tackle controversial subjects and used his platform to push for social reform. But it was his fiction, his imaginative stories, that would later take on a haunting significance. In 1886, he wrote a story titled How the Mail Steamer Went Down in Mid-Atlantic, by a survivor. In this tale, a mail steamer collides with another vessel, resulting in immense loss of life due to a shortage of lifeboats. The story's chilling closing line was, "This is exactly what might take place and what will take place if liners are sent to sea short of boats." A few years later, in 1892, he penned another story called From the Old World to the New. This one featured a psychic medium aboard a ship called the Majestic. The medium receives a vision of the ship colliding with an iceberg in the North Atlantic. In the story, the captain heeds the warning, and disaster is narrowly averted. Stead was fascinated by the supernatural and believed in communication with the other side, which heavily influenced this work. Now, hold on to those two details: a disaster at sea caused by a lack of lifeboats, and a premonition about a ship hitting an iceberg. Fast forward to April 1912, a magnificent new ocean liner, hailed as Unsinkable, is about to embark on its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York. This ship was, of course, the RMS Titanic. William Thomas Stead was invited to speak at a peace conference at Carnegie Hall in New York, and booked his passage on this grand vessel. He was a first-class passenger, traveling in style on the most famous ship in the world. On the night of April 14th, the Titanic struck an iceberg in the frigid waters of the North Atlantic. As the ship began to sink, chaos ensued. It quickly became apparent there were not enough lifeboats for everyone on board. Eyewitness accounts from survivors paint a picture of Stead's final hours. He was seen helping women and children into the lifeboats, acting with calm and courage. Once he had done all he could, he reportedly retired to the first-class smoking room, where he was last seen peacefully reading a book in an armchair as the ship went down. Stead died that night, a victim of the very type of catastrophe he had warned the world about over 2 decades earlier. He wrote about a collision at sea, a shortage of lifeboats, and a ship striking an iceberg. Then, he boarded the Titanic and lived out his own tragic prophecy. It's an almost unbelievable convergence of fiction and reality, a story that blurs the line between prediction and a deeply unfortunate coincidence. The man who warned of the disaster became one of its most famous victims. What do you think? Was it a premonition, or just a historian's terrible, ironic fate? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy stories like this, make sure to subscribe for more.